Starting the edition with that top story, our exclusive coming in from the Indo-Myanmar border. On Tuesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, there were strikes that were carried out. This time, it was by the Myanmar military junta against the rebel camps. They bombed the CNA, the camp near Mizoram border. Sources say the CNA camps on Mizoram border struck, and 5 members of the CNA are dead in the strike. As per sources, 3 bombs exploded in the rebel camp. 5 bombs that were dropped in the CNA camp, 3 bombs exploded inside the CNA camp. What you right now see on the left side of your screens are the aerial bombings that were basically done. There have been 5 fatalities inside the CNA camp. 12 people have been injured, is what we are being told. CNA cadres have basically dispersed outside the camp. They've taken shelters in bunkers. The rebel camp that was struck by Myanmar, it is basically the headquarters of the Chin National Army that was targeted. The rebel camp is located closer to the India border. Now, what you see right now is the damage that was inflicted in the areas. This is near the Sinha River, where you're seeing a truck that was parked and splinters all across, and that's led to this kind of damage right now. Also, we're given to understand that the rebel camps, not just in the border areas, have been targeted. There are other rebel camps that have also been targeted by the military junta. We'll try and go across to my colleague Anirudh, who's also getting us the latest details. We'll also try and bring in Major Gaurav Arya on this big story that's developing. So far, we've not heard anything from the Indian side, but what's essentially happening on the ground is the fact that you do have the locals who have been affected, and we're now being told by the Mizoram government that efforts are essentially being made to move the locals away from that area. Anirudh, just take us through the latest details that you're picking up right now.
Yes, Avan. In fact, this airstrike, the visuals that we are showing happened on 10th of January. That is day 4 yesterday, and the intensity of the airstrike was such that vehicles which were actually moving on the road inside the Indian territory were also partially damaged. The windshield of the truck can be seen broken, and these visuals which now we are showing on our screen are of the CNA camp, that is the Chin National Army camp, which was actually the target of the Myanmar junta army when they carried out this airstrike. And we are getting to know that 5 CNA rebels were killed in this airstrike carried out by the military junta. Remember, since the last year, there have been several outfits trying to gain ground, trying to gain control of the military control Myanmar, as they were fighting for the pro-democracy forces are getting stronger. The military, the junta, have carried out an all-out crackdown, and very close to this area where this airstrike was carried out on 10th of January. Last year also, we have seen that in the Rakhine state, the military junta carried out airstrike and destroyed several, which has taken place on 10th of January. And yesterday also, we have got confirmation from several sources close to the border that yesterday also at around 4 p.m. in the evening, similar airstrike was carried out in the Sinha state. However, that airstrike was very much inside the territory of Myanmar and not at all close to the Indian border. Meanwhile, the Indian security agencies are mainly focusing on the aspect that no fresh influx happens from Myanmar, so that no rebels or civilians from Myanmar can come inside Mizoram, and that aspect is being strictly monitored, and the security forces have been asked to be on high alert to ensure that no fresh influx happens. Security have also confirmed to us, Avan, that no influx as far as rebels are also concerned. No influx happened.
I'll just take a quick word also, Anirudh, from General K.K. Sinha, who's joining us on this broadcast. General K.K. Sinha, it's a Republic Super exclusive where we have got full details of the military action that has now been taken, but many would essentially say that this is yet another attempt that has been made by the military junta to try and consolidate its power, because what is essentially happening is that the pro-democratic forces are now facing the brunt of it. Their camps are being targeted, training camps are being targeted, but this is very, very close to the Indian border.
Good evening. Yeah, this is a development which is taking place. And if you know, this is, MSTN camp, I was told it is whether Kaplang or Isaac Mobi. Basically, it is Kaplang, which is on other side along the Raudhe River and the Chindwan River. See, these camps are well within the, Myanmar border. And we have got also, concern about these, rebel groups that basically they're operating in India, especially into the Manipur area in Nepal. This is the area on which crude is very, very, prominent as far as we are concerned. So, in Myanmar, junta is taking, the control, because these basically earlier, these rebels are basically supported by the Chinese. I do not know what has gone wrong, why they have gone against them. Earlier, even they have gone and, their footprints are also there in the area of Manipur or Nagaland, in certain areas of Nagaland. When this, footprints are there in India, these people cross over in Myanmar, and they have got all camps in their area, and nothing is operating in Indian side. If you see the border line, if you see from Imphal downwards to that salient, which is basically towards and turning towards, Bangladesh side, that, also neighboring Mizoram. These are the areas where they operate, and they are also very deadly. And how they have gone against the, junta, that is something I just can't fathom, because this has to be looked into it. Is it something deeper than that, or it is in the name of NSN Kaplang if they are targeting in this area? So this is not very clear to me, because I have been, the GOC of, in Manipur, and back of the hand we know on this, what is actually happening on ground is something military junta is targeting what? Whether it is something deeper, whether it is something very, very, different what they were earlier doing it, this has to be seen.
Much, General K. Kiseda, for putting this into perspective, shifting focus to the other big story that we are tracking right now. In fact, the latest details that are basically coming in on this very story is that there have been movement that's taken place in the border areas. We'll try and get you more details. Also, we're waiting for an official confirmation to come in from the Assam Rifles, given that their post is very near to this place that we're now given to understand that there are more details that are now emerging. A close watch that we'll be keeping on this developing story as the aerial bombing still continues and military junta continues to target the rebel camps.